Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Monday, May 20th, 2019. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss, and here's a look at the daily time frame of the ES. We're currently seeing quite a bit of selling pressure here in overnight and pre-market trading. Again, trade war front and center Sunday evening or during Sunday trading here, and we've gotten lower each of the last 3 Sundays, starting here with a hard drop. Here, another hard drop, and now here, gapping down and running right now as we speak. So this is a pattern here of weakness. You're seeing another lower high in the 2900 here. That's perhaps developing, and now we're back below the previous month's low. All of this suggests that we could see another round of weakness here that could take us lower, unless this move rejects this low in some manner. If we drop down here and start to form a higher low, that could lead to a push up. If we come down here and form a lower low failure, that could push it back up. So right now, that's something to watch out for if you're bullish, if you think this thing may head back up toward these highs as we started to move higher here. I mentioned this didn't look the strongest to me, but it wasn't bad amount of strength. But now we have to see how this thing fares from here. And any rejection of this low would suggest that we pop back up. Otherwise, the way we've turned around here, looks quite bearish here and may signal that we have more to come. So we'll continue to watch this in the ES. If you look at the NQ, very similar price action as well. We have our key range already put together right here. That's our key range from that high to this low to this mid. And now we're dropping again back below the previous month's low, approaching this previous low here. That's going to be very important. Again, if we form some sort of higher low or rejection of this level, that could turn us right back up. Otherwise, right now, this looks fairly weak here. Again, turning down off 7630.75, which is the September 26 FOMC key level, the bottom of the monthly pivot range. We took this offer. Now we're dropping. Are we going to start to hunt a little bit lower? You know, we'll see how this plays out and how it finishes up here today. But again, any rejection or failure to see rejection could easily extend this move. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. All right, here's crude. You'll notice with crude here, this one is really herky-jerky right now, which tells me that it's building energy. It's shaking folks out at the edges. It's getting folks into the trade, and then eventually we're about to see a pretty significant move. But it hasn't been easy. This was a really strong rejection, and it failed to really get going. Once it did get going, it was a strong rejection here that again failed to get going, and then it pushed to new highs, and now it could not run through those 64s, instead rejecting at these edges here. Does that mean we drop back towards 61s? So right now, a lot of back and forth, a lot of false starts, a lot of fake moves, and when that's happening, you have to kind of be a little bit more cautious, but also know that it's shaking folks out right ahead of the next major move. Is it going to continue higher, or are we about to reject here and come back to this level and maybe drop? Hard to tell right now, but again, prices above the previous month's close have been rejected all month. We're seeing some of that right now. I would say intraday, if price cannot reestablish back above 63.50, we could be looking at more weakness here. So keep an eye on that zone here heading into RTH trading. Taking a look now at GC. Lastly, you'll notice that GC again has been also very similar to crude oil in that it's tried to go down and failed, then tried to go up and failed, then tried to go down. It's just going back and forth. We still have our rounded top in play. We still have the lower highs in play. Support is in play now at 1270. It was 1280 before, now clearly lower. 1265 may be the next one. And so for this one here, we're clearly back and forth in this range between 1305 and 1270. Eventually we may see some movement here and a breakout of this range. Rounded tops usually are very, very, very bearish, but that doesn't mean that they can't break to the upside, especially if there's a failure on this lower edge here on the break. That could really spark a move. So again, there's a lot of energy built up. We have to see which way it follows through. Right now 1270 to 1265 is seen as support, and watch for signs of rejection that could bring you back higher, back to value. and above 1305 opens up the upside. So we'll keep an eye on this zone here as we head into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I will see you in the trading room. Take care.